For thousands of years, whispers have circulated of a meditation so powerful, so transformative, that entire empires sought to suppress it. A practice that promised not only inner peace, but direct access to the divine forces that govern reality itself. This was not ordinary meditation, it was the secret science of the chakras, guarded like a treasure, hidden in plain sight, and forbidden to the masses. Imagine for a moment ancient adepts in temples, cloaked in silence, tracing luminous symbols across their bodies. As they awakened currents of energy modern science still struggles to explain. They believe that within the human being lies a sacred map, a ladder to the gods, and chakra meditation was the key to climb it. But knowledge like this has always been dangerous. What would happen if humanity discovered that the true temples of power were not built of stone, but existed within their very flesh and spirit? This is the forgotten lineage, the forbidden history of chakra meditation. In this journey, we will uncover the civilizations that used it, the rulers who silenced it, and the hidden truths that survived in fragments, waiting for those ready to awaken. And before we dive deep, I want to share something with you. I recently created an ebook called 5 Ways to Talk to the Universe and Actually Get an Answer. No BS. If you've ever wanted a clear, no-nonsense way to open communication with the higher intelligence around you, this guide is the perfect place to start. The link is in the description and in the bio. Don't miss it. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at chakra meditation the same way again. To understand why chakra meditation was ever considered forbidden, we must look back to the dawn of civilization, when the earliest mystics sought not just to worship the divine, but to embody it. In the Vedic traditions of ancient India, the chakras were not merely colorful symbols for yoga posters. They were understood as spinning wheels of light, doorways between the human body and the cosmic order. Yogis spoke of 7 primary centers, each one resonating with a vibration that connected the earthly and the divine. Yet India was not the only place this secret knowledge surfaced. In Egypt, priests of the mystery schools taught initiates to circulate sekhem, or vital life force, through energy centers aligned with the spine. The Mayans and Incas encoded similar teachings in their temple architecture, mapping the ascent of consciousness through sacred geometry and hidden symbolism. These civilizations, though separated by oceans and time, spoke in unison. The human body was a temple, and meditation upon its inner fire was the path to transcendence. But here lies the paradox. Knowledge of this magnitude often threatens those who crave control. Kings, priests, and conquerors understood that a people who could awaken their chakras would no longer be bound by fear or subservience. They would no longer need intermediaries to reach the divine. And so, teachings were scattered, rewritten, or branded as heretical. Entire texts disappeared from libraries. Certain practices were driven underground, preserved only by secret orders and whispers passed from teacher to student. Philosophically, the suppression of chakra meditation reflects a larger theme, the struggle between inner sovereignty and external authority. To meditate on the chakras is to declare, "I am my own priest, my own temple, my own universe." That is a radical act, especially in eras when empires demanded obedience and conformity. And so the history of chakra meditation is not simply spiritual, it is revolutionary. It tells the story of humanity's forgotten birthright and the ongoing struggle to reclaim it. At its heart, chakra meditation is not about relaxation, it is about awakening. Ancient texts describe it as a process of igniting dormant forces within the body. Forces so potent, they could transform a mortal into a living bridge between heaven and earth. The practice often began at the root, where survival, grounding, and primal energy reside. By focusing breath, sound, and visualization, adepts would stir the kundalini, a coiled serpent of raw energy, said to lie sleeping at the base of the spine. Once awakened, this energy ascends, piercing each chakra like lightning, striking sacred towers, until it reaches the crown, opening a doorway into cosmic consciousness. Why was this considered dangerous? Because the moment one realizes they carry divinity within, external authority loses its grip. A society built on fear and control cannot thrive if its people are radiant, sovereign beings who see through illusion. This is why chakra meditation was often kept within mystery schools, guarded by initiations and oaths of secrecy. Only those deemed ready could step into its power, for misuse was believed to lead to madness or destruction. Stories from tantric traditions warn of seekers who rushed the process, attempting to force kundalini upward without balance or preparation. They describe trembling bodies, shattered minds, and lives consumed by fire. Whether taken literally or symbolically, these tales underscore an important truth. Chakra meditation is not a game. It is a sacred science, requiring discipline, reverence, and guidance. But those who succeeded were said to achieve extraordinary states. Visions of past lives, contact with celestial beings, even the ability to heal or shape reality itself. Imagine rulers watching ordinary people step into such power. Would they not seek to suppress it, to label it forbidden, to bury it beneath ritual and dogma? And yet, fragments of the practice survived in chants, in symbols, in the silent wisdom of yogis and mystics who refused to let the flame be extinguished. As we journey deeper into the hidden layers of chakra meditation, we uncover truths that most traditions only hint at in parables. The chakras were never meant to be understood as simple wheels of colored light. This modern imagery is a watered-down echo of something far more profound. In their original form, they were seen as living gates, multi-dimensional vortices that linked human consciousness to cosmic intelligence. In the tantric texts, each chakra was associated not just with a color or a sound, but with entire realms of being deities, archetypes, sacred geometries, and cosmic forces. To meditate on a chakra was to enter into dialogue with the very architecture of creation itself. The root was the earth's heartbeat, the sacral was the waters of life, the solar plexus, the fire of transformation, the heart, the bridge of compassion, the throat, the song of truth, the third eye, the vision of eternity, and the crown, the lotus, where self dissolves into infinity. But here is where the forbidden aspect takes shape. These gateways were also understood as tools of liberation. In a world ruled by hierarchy, if each person carried the map of the universe inside them, why would they need priests, kings, or intermediaries? No wonder knowledge of this depth was veiled, coded in metaphors, or dismissed as superstition. And yet, misconceptions abound even today. Some believe chakra meditation is simply about balancing energy or feeling good, but in its true form, it is a radical act of remembering a reclamation of one's divine essence. It is the process of dissolving illusions, shedding the false layers of identity, and stepping into a state where separation between self and universe no longer exists. This is why ancient teachers spoke of it as both a blessing and a trial. To awaken the chakras is to awaken truth, and truth can be as overwhelming as it is liberating. The serpent of energy does not simply rise to grant bliss. It dismantles falsehood, burns away ego, and tests the strength of the seeker. And so, chakra meditation was never merely a technique. It was an initiation, a sacred contract between the human and the infinite. Those who dared to walk this path were not simply meditators, they were alchemists of consciousness. It is one thing to hear the stories of forbidden knowledge, it is another to live them. The truth is, chakra meditation is not locked away in temples anymore. You can begin to explore it safely, right where you are, if you approach it with reverence and patience. The first step is breath. Every tradition that dealt with energy began with the mastery of prana, the life force carried on the breath. Find a quiet space. Sit with your spine straight, and begin by inhaling deeply through the nose, letting the breath expand your belly, then your chest, then your throat. Exhale slowly. With each breath, imagine drawing light from the earth below you into your body. This is how you awaken the root, gently, preparing the pathway. Next, bring awareness to each chakra, one at a time. Don't rush. Place your hand or your focus at the point in the body where each energy center resides. With each inhale, visualize a soft, glowing sphere of light. With each exhale, allow tension, doubt, and heaviness to dissolve. This is not about forcing energy upward, it is about creating harmony, so the serpent may rise naturally when the body is ready. A simple yet powerful exercise is toning. Each chakra vibrates to a specific seed sound, known as a bija mantra. For example, Lam at the root, Vam at the sacral, Ram at the solar plexus, and so on. Chanting these syllables while focusing on their corresponding centers creates resonance, unlocking dormant energy gently, like striking a sacred bell. Equally important is grounding. Forbidden teachings warned that awakening energy without balance can overwhelm the seeker. So, after meditation, place your bare feet on the earth, eat grounding foods, and remind yourself that you are both infinite and embodied. The goal is not to escape this world, but to merge heaven and earth within you. Finally, set an intention before each practice. The ancients never approached chakra meditation as a mechanical act. It was always ritual, prayer, communion. Ask yourself, what am I seeking? Healing? Clarity? Connection? Your intention becomes the compass that guides the energy where it is needed most. And remember, this path is not a race. The flame of inner power is not kindled by force, but by devotion, consistency, and surrender. Even 5 minutes of focused awareness each day can begin to shift your reality. Chakra meditation is more than a forgotten technique. It is a doorway into the deepest truths of who we are. Hidden, suppressed, and even outlawed through history, it has survived because its wisdom is eternal. The ancients knew that within each human being lies a temple more powerful than any built of stone, and that by awakening the chakras, we remember the truth empires feared. We are already divine. The forbidden history of chakra meditation is not just about secrecy and suppression, it is about sovereignty. It reminds us that spiritual power was never meant to be monopolized by priests or rulers. It belongs to you, to me, to anyone willing to sit in silence and listen to the currents of energy flowing within. And when you awaken even one of these centers, life itself begins to shift. Patterns unravel, illusions dissolve, and a new clarity begins to rise like dawn, breaking after centuries of night. So, ask yourself, what would your life look like if you reclaimed this birthright? If you stepped beyond fear and began to embody the infinite potential pulsing within you right now? The answer, my friend, is waiting for you each time you close your eyes and turn inward. And if you feel called to take this exploration further, I've created something to guide you. My ebook, 5 Ways to Talk to the Universe and Actually Get an Answer. No BS. It's a practical, no-nonsense companion for anyone ready to open a dialogue with the cosmos itself. You can find it linked in the description, and the bio. Don't just watch this knowledge, live it. This is not the end, it is only the beginning. The chakras are not ancient myths, they are your keys to freedom. And the moment you decide to unlock them, history is no longer forbidden. It becomes your destiny,